Let's start carving this fucker. Well, Halloween has just begun. It's past midnight and it's 31st of October here in Sweden, in the northern part where I live. And I'm sitting here and it's going to be late, but I have 2 pumpkins to carve and then an update to get into. My Halloween Horror Haul of 2020. But first I'm going to carve this pumpkin and I'm going to try to make it, it's formed in a certain way. So it sort of tells you, where it wants to be, where it wants to be born. I can sort of see it already. I like that it's not perfect. It doesn't look like other pumpkins. So I'm going to do it a bit differently this year. Yeah, but I need to get this going so it doesn't become too late, and then I'm going to try to make that update. Well, I'm starting to get tired. I already tried to make the update, but it's failure after failure after failure after failure. But I'm going to get there. I'm going to get it done. But first, I'm going to carve this pumpkin. Let's get to it, men. Let's start carving. Happy Halloween, everybody! Welcome back to another HeavymetalRille video. It's time again, time for our favorite season and the best time of the year, Halloween. And yes, it is also time for another thing, my Halloween Horror Haul. And I did good this year, really, really good. I picked up a lot of stuff, and of course I'm not going to have time for all of them, but I'm going to do my best. And for this day I picked up 9 movies in total that I'm going to be watching. If I can get this video done, so I can watch them all, because it's Halloween today. And I'm making this video, I wouldn't say in the last minute, because I've been trying to make this video since yesterday. Or whatever, things aren't really going my way. Happy Halloween! Yeah, and I'm going to first start with saying this. Thanks to everybody that has been doing the 31 Days of Horror. You've done an awesome job. I very much enjoyed it, and it seems like all of you have enjoyed it. It seems like you really, really need it. You really needed it. Because, I can tell. Because I didn't feel the stress, or the strain, or the sort of little tiny bits of anxiety that used to be. Because people were trying to get them out and trying to, get it to work with their day life, with their families and, their work and all of those things that are going on. And there was a certain amount of stress to it. You can feel that people were rushed and it was a challenge indeed, You could tell that it was a challenge and people were feeling the strain. But this year, I didn't feel any of it. I didn't see any of it. It just seems like people just had fun. People were just enjoying themselves. And that makes me very happy. Very, very happy. So I'm very happy to see that. And all of you guys did a great job. I'm not going to mention all your names and such. You know who you are. Everybody did a great job. Everyone. I even watched some new ones that I never watched before. That also did a great job. So, 31 Days of Horror. This year was awesome and fun. And people, they enjoyed themselves. And I enjoyed it. So, well done. Well done, everybody. Well done. So let's move on to my 9 movies that I will be watching today. The first one, we're going to start with my headliner first. Very special and nice limited edition of The Deeper You Dig from Arrow. Oh my god. I've been wanting this for a while. I jumped on it straight on because this is the one movie that I want to watch the most this year. The one movie that needs to be my Halloween horror marathon. Yeah, so Deeper You Dig, special limited edition. Comes with a slipcase, of course, and I love my slipcases, and you will hear it many times over. But the good thing with this is that it has two movies. It has the Deeper You Dig, and it comes with their debut movie called The Hatred, and I will probably watch that tomorrow. Yeah. But this movie is about this girl. Let's move into it. This girl that gets murdered, and her mother, she is a psychic, and I think she starts hearing her daughter and seeing images of her daughter, but she can't find her. But it's something strange. You know, she's not dead, and she's not sure if she's alive. But the truth is that she's caught in limbo. Her daughter is caught in limbo somewhere, and she's trying to find out where. And it seems like she's asking for help in the wrong place, from the guy that actually killed her. And we'll leave it at that, and you'll see the rest. And I haven't seen the rest. This is what I heard from, you know, reviews and watching the trailer, because there's plenty of stuff in the trailer. But yeah, this seems awesome. The imagery, the quality, you know, it seems like this will be the horror treat of the year. Probably the horror treat for many years. I'm hoping that this will be my new favorite movie in my collection. The Deeper You Dig. Can't wait to check this out. And a wonderful release from Arrow. I did pay a little bit for this, but it was worth it. Let's move on here. 88 Films with their limited edition slipcase release of Paganini Horror. And Paganini Horror, this actually, I believe that this cover is more famous than the movies, because this cover has been ripped off so many times by other movies and other artists, and used for horror magazines for many years. I even had a rip-off movie. I don't know, a movie. It's not a rip-off the movie, but it ripped off the cover and used it for its release, and it was Hell Night. Hell Night used this cover for its release. So, and then there have been other German box sets and whatnot that also have been using this cover. So Paganini Horror from Luigi Cosi, and Daria Nicolodi has also worked on it, and Donald Pleasence, one of my favorite actors. Donald Pleasence is in this. This will be a very nice treat. I can't wait to check this one out as soon as I got this video done, because this is sort of the 6th time I'm trying to do this. Oh, this is one that I've been trying to get for so long. Oh, it's been sold out. Every time that I've been trying to get it, it's been sold out at every place that I know, every place that I can get it. And getting it, and like importing it from other places nowadays, you can just forget it. The prices are too expensive. The customs, the taxes, and the shipping costs are just crazy. It's getting out of hand. So, but anyway, I got Possum. Finally got Possum. Nightmarish, feverish, nightmarish, dreamish, surreal. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to check this out. It seems very artistic and very like I said, surreal and dreamlike, which are qualities that I very much like in a movie. But I heard many good things from friends on both in Facebook groups and on YouTube and such about this one, and this has been on the top of my list for a long time. So now I'm finally going to watch it. Possum. This is a new one. Actually, I got it when they released it this month. Especially for my Halloween horror watch, my movie marathon. The Curse of Audrey Earnshaw. I'm very much looking forward to this. It's a period piece. I don't know exactly when. It could be the 1600s, could be a bit later, it could be the 1800s, or no, not the 1800s. It could be this, but 1600s. So no, it's later. It's later than that. It's a bit later than that. When could it be? It could be actually even more later than that. But whatever, it's a period piece movie, and The Curse of Audrey Earnshaw, they live in this small town where things are starting to go wrong for everybody. Their crops fail, their animals die, you know, everything goes wrong for them. Everything. No one in this village things goes good for. It's just bad for everyone. And it's taking a toll on them, it's straining them and whatever. But there is this girl in one family that everything goes well for. And they're starting to get suspicious. But why does all of these bad things happen to us, and all of these good things happen to this girl and their family, and mostly this girl. So they're starting to form this thing in their mind that she might be cursed, or she might be a witch. There's something wrong here. Good things can't be happening to her when bad things are happening to us. So the curse of Audrey Earnshaw. Audrey Earnshaw. I almost called it Ernie for a while there. Ernie Earnshaw. The amulet. Or the amulet. This war veteran finds a little icon figure. Looks more like a little figure than an amulet. An amulet icon. And it seems to be something weird with it. But, and of course, it seems to be something weird with him. I think he suffers from PTSD. And he moves in with his nun and a little girl in a house. And things start to happen from there. And something with this icon. And, you know, I haven't watched it yet, so that's what I know. But there's a lot of surreal elements. There's sort of supernatural elements. Sort of a possession thing, but could not be, could have something to do with the amulet or whatever. There's weird stuff going on. It seems very good. Amulet. So this is one for my Halloween horror watch as well. This is another one that I've been very much looking forward to this. The Ascent. The Ascent. Like a mix, it says on the backside, nightmarish fever dream mix of The Exorcist and Silent Hill. That's all I need to hear, that's all I need to see. I've seen the images of it and there's these weird twisted shapes and limbs all over. It's a little bit, it reminds me of The Thing, or reminds me of like H.P. Lovecraft stuff, but with more like body horror and things twisting out of shape, you know. Fleshy parts just twisting to something new, you know, faces deformed, and it seems very interesting. I like what I see. So yeah, The Ascent. And yeah. Actually rather new. It was made last year and came out this year, so 2020. So this is rather new. So it falls great into the 2020 Halloween horror period. Let's move on here. The last one. No, not the last one. Oh, this is going to be saved for the last. So, Yummy! A movie from Belgium. So this is a Belgian release. A Belgian movie. Not a Belgian release. This is a Swedish release, but of a Belgian movie. A splatter zombie horror comedy. From Belgium. This seems like a clinic. It's a clinic that, what do you call it? Plastics. It's a plastic. What do you call it? What do you call it? Well, anyway, it's this clinic that does liposuctions and you know, all of those things. And it seems to be, things seem to be going wrong and people turn into zombies, and the fun ensues from there. So, but it seems very promising. Very promising. Check out the trailer. You will be very much interested in this one. Zombie splatter comedy fun, yummy. I'm going to start early with that one, and this is one I'm going to start early with as well. An Icelandic vampire splatter movie, probably with a bit of zombies too in it, but mostly vampires. Yeah, vampire zombie splatter fun, yeah, comedy thing from Iceland. Yeah, I think this girl and her brother is out, and I think they see this old vampire. I don't know if he's getting beaten up or something like that, and they sort of, yeah, they help him out. But I think her brother is sick or dying or what, something like that. There's something wrong with her brother, and this vampire sort of offers to help her brother and make him into a vampire. And things start to go wrong from there. That's sort of what I remember it being about. So, Thirst, an Icelandic vampire splatter fun movie. Thirst. Here we have a little more of a simple thing to digest. Sort of an 80s, 70s sort of feel to it. They Reach, and a throwback thing in sort of the vein, like more in the vein of Supernatural or something like that. Yeah. So you take a little bit of it, and you take a little bit of, you take a little bit of Stranger Things. I mean, Stranger Things and it, and then you got They Reach, but probably a little bit more fun, and probably a little bit more Goose-Gumpy. Goose-Bumpy. What the fuck? I'm mixing things up. They Reach. Yeah, seems like a like a good little enjoyable ride. Stranger Things meets Evil Dead, it says on the front cover, but I think I will dismiss the Evil Dead thing, because all movies want to throw the Evil Dead comparison in there, and most of the times it's not accurate at all. So let's move on here. Those are the 9 movies that I will be watching as soon as I get this video done. so let's move on here. I'm going to do this fast. These oh, there's a ton of them, but I'm going to go through these rather fast. So otherwise I will be here all day making this video. So let's see here how it looks. Fuck. So the first one is Blood Rose, French horror movie, and this is a French release. I wanted this for so long, so I'm so happy to have this. You know, I have no idea. I've been trying to get this on DVD, but the DVD has been sold out since long, and if you find it, it's so expensive. So I've never been able to find Blood Rose, but I finally got this wonderful Blu-ray edition of Blood Rose. This could easily be one of the movies that we would have watched today, but I'm going to watch it tomorrow, perhaps. So Blood Rose, Web of the Spider. A gothic horror tale based on an Edgar Allan Poe story, and this is actually a sort of a reimagining of Antonio Margaretti's Castle of Blood. But I would say that, well, yeah, it's not a remake. It's sort of more of a movie that explores the same story. But anyway, really good. Klaus Kinski, he makes this venture with Edgar Allan Poe, to stay in this house over the night to see if he survives. You have heard the story before. It's been done a couple of times. But Web of the Spider, finally happy to have this instead of the crappy DVD release that I have, and it's a shame how crappy it is, you know. So I finally have this one instead of that crappy DVD. I'm going to keep the crappy DVD, but I will probably not watch it unless it's for something, you know, research. So Web of the Spider. Blood Quantum, could easily have watched this too, but it's getting too many zombie movies in one day, and I don't want it. 2 zombie movies is enough. The zombie movie, yeah. The zombie movie we need right now. That was read it on the back as I was talking about it. Yeah, Blood Quantum. So yeah, it seems to be about this Indian reservation, and they seem to be immune against this virus, and all of the other people are sort of trying to seek refuge inside this reservation. Because of it, I think maybe they will get help there. I haven't watched it, so I don't know. But Blood Quantum, ready or not, I watched this last night. You could say that this was my first Halloween watch. And I also rewatched Hellions last night. So ready or not, it was good, enjoyable. I like the twist ending, sort of. I wouldn't call it twist because I saw it coming, sort of. But I like it. I like where it headed. It was not as splattery as people said it to be. I don't know where people's bars are, but I heard some people told me that it was like in the vein of Brain Dead and like Peter Jackson stuff, but I didn't see that. The effects was rather good, and the splatter parts that was in it was good, but there wasn't that much of it, you know. There were parts, but it wasn't that over the top that I heard. So, read or not, but it was good. It was a good story and a good ride. I enjoyed it. Gretel and Hansel was going to show. They were going to show this. We were going to show this at our movie theater, and I was going to work there, but it never happened. It got cancelled. But Gretel and Hansel, the imagery and cinematography seems very, very good. I like what I see in the compositions and such. So, but unfortunately, this is one movie that people are split on. I heard good things and a lot of bad things. So, but Gretel and Hansel, pick that one up. Nightingale, the new movie from the director of Babadook, and this is more of a sort of also a period thing, but it's more about the darker side of humankind, their minds and such. Nightingale. Let's move on. The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man. And yeah. Heard a lot of good things about this actually, so I'm very much looking forward to this. The Invisible Man. Vivarium. Sort of this Twilight Zone sort of thing, caught in this suburbia world of family houses rows in rows, and they can't seem to get out, and I don't know. something like that. It seems interesting. Vivarium. Yeah. Eat Locals. It was on sale. Vampire horror treat. Dog soldiers with fangs. It says here. Eat Locals. A UK British horror comedy sort of thing. Eat Locals. It was on sale. I picked it up for less than $4. Let's see here. Picked up this up cheap. Tusk. Still haven't watched the whole thing. I started watching it, but for some reason, when I get to certain Canadian jokes and such, I just fell out of it. But I enjoyed parts from it that I've seen. So, but I'm going to finish it. Tusk. Picked it up rather cheap. Eat Locals. $3. I picked this up. There's a two-way mirror, and Nicolas Cage sees a murder happen. Yeah, pretty much. And this is sort of the same thing. This is an upgrade. I already have it on DVD. I bought it when way back. So I upgraded this for $3. Vacancy. Yeah. The Reflecting Skin. I love this movie. And I love the director. I like all of his other movies. An earlier movie with Viggo Mortensen is a vampire sort of thing. With sort of some surreal elements to it. Yeah. A nice little gothic dream piece. Sort of good tale. Reflecting Skin. Just upgraded that one because I didn't want to dig out my DVD. And also I wanted to upgrade because I really like that movie. The Fly, another upgrade. David Cronenberg. Love this movie. Great movie. Great special effects. Flatliners, also another old movie that I really like. Yeah. Really like this one. They are experimenting with experiencing death, so they put themselves out and then bring themselves back. So that's why it's called Flatliners. But it seems... Okay, here we go. My life literally flatlined. I'm taking things up several months after October and the month of November. We're in the end of April now. And this is me picking up from where I left off. Yeah, so my life literally flatlined. Yeah. And yeah, many things happened. But I tried to make this video happen back in the end of October, Halloween the day before, and Halloween, and then the 1st of November. But I didn't, I totally crashed. I was already having health issues and problems, and I'm not going to mention all of that. You don't need to know everything. But yeah, let's just say it, I'm having some issues, but and having some stuff to deal with, and that's why it didn't happen. And I was going to post this video way earlier, like back in November last year. So, but I'm picking things up. This is where I left off. Flatliners. Oh, get them. Well, I upgraded my Francis Ford Coppola version of Bram Stoker's Dracula. So I have that on Blu-ray now. That was one I picked up around the Halloween time, or a month before that, or whatever. I don't really remember all the details. The Devil's Advocate also has Keanu Reeves in it, which Dracula also has, of course. Yeah, so I picked up The Devil's Advocate. I needed to watch it again, and this is the unrated cut, which they restored the painted or the like sculptures, which there was a copyright or something with that the background sculptures or the art that they had to remove. Because they didn't have permission to use some of the likenesses or whatever the designs. But I think they have restored it in this version, if my memory serves me correctly.
So I'm looking forward to watch this again. I really enjoyed this back in the day. I watched this in the theater back in the day. Then an upgrade of one of my favorite Swedish movies and one of my favorite movies, Let the Right One In, Låt den rätte komma in. One of the best and greatest vampire movies of our time. Of all time, I would say. Love this movie. So good. So good. Happy to upgrade it. And this was rather cheap, actually. I think I paid... What did I pay for it? $2? Or I think it was really cheap. I know it was cheap. This was the same. This was on sale and was very, very cheap. I think it was $2. Vildmark. I think they call it Dark Woods in other territories out there in the world. But Vildmark 2, the Norwegian horror movie, very good. I very, very much enjoy this. This is much better than the first one, but they do connect and they do have some things that binds them together. But this is really good. It's actually much better than I previously gave it credit for, even though I've seen it many times. But this is one movie that you need to watch all the way to the end before you can decide or know what it's really about. I mean, because it starts being towards something really excellent towards the end. I think so. I've seen this movie many times, and I'm looking forward to watching it on Blu-ray again. Yeah. And this was supposed to be one that I watched during Halloween, but I didn't get it until after that. So Uncle Peckhead seems like a lot of fun. I think I saw the Geek Legion of Doom's review of this one, among many other things, and I was very excited for it. And I haven't watched it yet. I was going to watch it last year. Never happened. Yeah. This was another one, Halloween update. I think they had a Halloween sale. Bastard! I've been wanting to watch this for a long time. Bastard. Seems like I don't know much about it. It's slasher. Yeah, seems like a slasher serial killer sort of story, but with a really good twist, a really good horror take on it. So it's not that boring fucking serial killer garbage that we get. At least that's what it seems like. It seems like a really good horror movie. It has gotten a lot of praise and such. So I'm looking forward to this one, Bastard. Headhunter, yeah, I've seen this a while back. Really good movie, really good lower kind of budget movie, but they did a lot with what they had. Really good Headhunter. Wasn't quite the movie that I thought it would be, but I enjoyed it. I liked it. Really good. Good one. And I picked this up as well last year during Halloween time. All of these are from Halloween and that period. Another one that I picked up, Vlad the Impaler, and I love the old tales of Vlad and and the battles with the Ottoman Empire and all the Turks, and I like the original real story of Vlad, and I like all the myths and legends of Vlad. So I needed to get this as a nice slick piece, as well as the Headhunter had. So I hope this is good. This is more of a horror movie. It's more like it has strong bloody violence, it says on the back, but I'm not sure. It's more of a hardcore adventure action violence fest, I think. I don't know. But it's it's interesting. I want to watch that one. Cruel Summer. Pick this up cheap. I believe take 3 and pay just a low price. Also comes with a slipcase. And I love my slipcase. I know a lot of people don't really like them, but I do. And I think this cover art is alright. Some of the times they mess it up, but I think it's perfectly good for this movie. Yeah. Deadless. Oh, get down. This is a shit sandwich. This is not really good. I heard some praise of it, and I believe I watched some reviews on YouTube, and I think one of them was Geek Legion of Doom, which you could check out. You could check out Geek Legions of Doom on YouTube. But if you pick this up for a dollar or two, there are some stuff that are worth actually watching, and there's one segment that is like a body melt segment, and that's really good. That segment was good. They did really good with the special effects, and they hide it well. Even you could tell some points how they did it, but it was good. It was really good. It was one of the strongest things in this whole movie. But there are so many weaknesses and flaws in this movie, and you know, like very poor choices in quality design and you know, poor decisions, you know, when it comes to the casting, the characters, the editing, and a lot of stuff. But this isn't like the... Yeah, it's not a total garbage, but it's pretty close to it. But there are some stuff that redeems it a little bit. I mean, for $1, you can watch it. But for the body melt stuff, watch that. But this is not really a good movie, really. Too bad. I like the presentation of it. But don't trust what it says. Death Note meets Creepshow. Yeah, well, it depends on how you look at it. The Wrong House. And I hope this is not the wrong movie. I've not seen this one yet. It seemed interesting. So The Wrong House. The Forgotten. And as I see a lot of quotes and praises and such on the cover. And I don't know if you should take that as a good thing or a bad thing. Whatever. It seems interesting, like a ghost tale, haunting tale. Yeah. The Forgotten. Let's see here. The Gatehouse. Yeah, this I've been interested in this one actually, because some of the imagery reminds me a little bit of the stuff that I made, but I probably maybe not in the same way I would deliver it. But I still want to watch this. I heard very mixed things. Some has praised it a little bit, and some has actually thought that it and said that it wasn't up to snuff. But well, I'm interested in this one, The Gatehouse, a dark fairy tale. And I do like dark fairy tales, so let's move on here. The Siren, pick that one up as well. The Siren. There are two movies called The Siren, and this is not the one where they go to the island and such, and they present it with it in a more of a, well, American way, you should say, with a little suggestive cover with a half-naked girl or whatever it was. But The Siren, this seems very interesting. I wanted to see this for a long time, so I hope this is good. Let's move on here. Picked this up in a sale as well back then. Dogged, like a folklore kind of thing. And I do like my folklore sort of thing. Folk horror. Folklore. I like those sort of things. So, Dogged. I hope this is good. I don't know much about it, except I watched some clips and some people talk about it but it's vague, you know, and it was some time ago. But Dogged. So looking forward to it. This one. This seems like a more of a fun little horror thing. Fanged Up. Yeah, Fanged Up. From the producers of but that doesn't mean anything yet. Whenever they say the producers, it doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean anything, actually. That doesn't give you any clues of what you're in for. So, I mean, yeah. That depends on who the producer is and what their previous works are. If there's a constant pattern that you can look at. But a lot of these producers don't have a constant and solid structure of their producing. So, but this seems like a good vampire horror comedy. I'm up for this. This seems good. Yeah. So let's move on here. Why Don't You Just Die? Picked this up cheap last year. This also seems like a really good one. My friend Adam Worldview Cinema, he has reviewed this, and that was actually what pushed it up on my list, actually. It was way back last year. But Why Don't You Just Die? Yeah, picked it up pretty cheap as well. This is one that I've never been excited about, but I changed my mind because I want to watch all the anthologies that I can, because I'm a sucker for horror anthologies, even if they're a little bit cheesy and bad or whatever. I want to watch them. I want to check it out if there's some hidden gems or, you know, crumbs of what do you call it? Some crumbs of excellence, you could say. But XX or double X or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. An anthology series with only female directors and creators. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this one out. I mean, however it will be. Ahura beat this up cheap rather well as well. I like the cover art actually on this one. It's kind of a it's painted. It's kind of a painted thing. Yeah, and I always like that, and it got a good flow to it, like this. Like I like that. Good composition. Maybe that down there should have been bigger. I think maybe, and they should have drawn it out. But that's just me as an artist speaking. But I like it, and I hope this movie is good. Ahura. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Ahura. That's how I say. Ahura. Whatever. Boarding school also seems very interesting. I hope this is good. But as the title says, it's about a boarding school and a kid going to this boarding school and shit starts to happen. Weird shit, probably. You know how these things goes. Countdown actually seems good. You know, the things that I've seen about it doesn't really appall me, and you know, it makes me move from it. Otherwise, these modern movies where they wanna involve technology and cell phones and all that modern social media stuff, they tend to be bad, and they tend to use those stuff as a crutch for bad writing and bad directing or whatever, or bad movie making. You know, it doesn't work. You can do it rather well. Actually, I had my own story that I wrote about it. I wish I was going to do, but it's on the shelf. You know, I come up with a lot of stuff, and I even detail it and write chapters, and you know, I write and I do a rather. It's not just an idea. I start to form it, but you know, I have so many things coming to my mind, so I can't do anything, and the way it's going, you know, I don't really know if I get to finish the stuff that I have going on, but we'll see. But my mind is always working. I mean, and that's the mind of an artist or a writer or a creative person. Countdown. I hope this is good. It seems interesting. Some kind of hate. Picked it up for $2 or $1, I believe. Some kind of hate. Yeah, don't know how that one will be. Lemon Tree Passage. Also picked this one up cheap. Very cheap. Yeah, don't know how that one will be. We'll see. I'm gonna move up the pace here. Creep Nation. Also another Sheepy. Like $1 or $2. Creep Nation. Here are two companion movies that are, yeah, sort of, seems like they are sort of a remake of the old movie 13 or whatever, I don't know, or some other movies with the same thing. But we have 13 cameras and 14 cameras, two Sheepies they picked up. Seems rather interesting. Go check this out. Maybe like a double watch a weekend or so. Yeah, very interested in these. Don't know how they will be, but seems very interesting. The Horde, another like a comedy horror thing. But I checked this trailer out in clips many times over, and it seems like it might be fun. I hope so. The Horde, another Sheepy, I think. This is one I picked up cheap for about $3, Fido, and I watched this around the time when it came out, and I wasn't sold on it. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't really sold on it. It wasn't my cup of tea. They should have added more blood into it. They had too much sugar. But anyway, Fido. But I decided to give it another go. You know, it was on sale, and I thought, oh well, okay, well, let's try it again. You know, it was a long time ago. I'll try it again. You know, I liked the concept, and I liked some of the ideas. I really did. But it was how it was delivered and such. Yeah, whatever. Let's move on here. Operation Wolf Club comes with two movies, I believe, and the movie that I wanted was Helgerån Sacrilege, which is a horror movie. It's two Swedish movies directed by Joe Joe Sarno. And this is a low-budget Swedish horror movie stuff. And I really needed this one. I bought this along last year sometime. But it's a Swedish 2 double feature set with Sacrilege and SS Operation Wolf Cub. This is old stuff. From 1987, and the other movie I really don't know, but it must be like 1983 or something like that. So, but we have that one. Let's move on here. A Sheepy I picked up, Forsaken. I have no real, I have no anticipation or high expectations on this one, but it was a Sheepy, Forsaken. But it didn't seem that bad. Another Sheepy, a buck or so. Friend request. Yeah. Let's see here, The Sand, another Sheepy. The Sand. I'll give it a go. I know it's not the best, but whatever. Inside, I already have this. I picked it up back when it came out, but this is another release with another cover and such, and I do really like this movie. I will put them together and have one edition with one, because I'm not really sold on this cover. The other cover is better. But if you don't have it, you can pick this one up. And if you haven't seen it, check out Inside. It's a really good movie. I recommend it. Let's see here, another edition of Slime City. And I already have that old edition of this one. But I'm going to put them together and make one edition. I really like this movie a lot. Really good one. Like it a lot. Like it a lot. Yeah, I like it a lot. So Slime City. But I like, this is a new transfer and such, and a Swedish release of it. So I'm happy to add it and add it into my other edition. Yeah, and just to compare the two and just show my old edition of Slime City. Let's do it like this. This is my old DVD release of Slime City. Really cool with a green case. Yeah, really good, interesting movie. So really cool. So I just add this one in on the inside of this and make it a double thing. That's what I will do. That's what I usually do now to save space. And if it is another edition that I really want to keep, but I do this sometimes. I pick up a double dip and I triple dip and I put them all in the same case, and you have to adapt. You have to. If you want to keep on collecting, if you want to buy more editions and such of movies, and if you find them cheap or something like that, then you do what you have to do. And that's one way of doing it. Birth of the Living Dead. Already seen this documentary a long time ago, but I didn't have it, so I picked this up for a rather cheap, good price. One of my favorite directors, and from one of my favorite zombie trilogies, if not my only favorite zombie trilogy. Return of the Living Dead is probably the other one. Yeah, and I like all three first movies of that series as well. But Birth of the Living Dead, really good one, of course. From the cult, the one and only George Romero. Electric Bungalow! I didn't have this. I picked this up cheap as well. I don't have the other one. I know there's another documentary about it, but I already seen it and I've seen the other one, but I don't have it. And I want to watch it again. But now I have this cool edition with this cover and such. A documentary about the story of Canon Films and the movies that they produced. Yeah, it made happen, and I like a lot of those movies. They're not bad. I know they got in a lot of shit, but I don't know why, because a lot of those movies are really excellent and great. So I like them. This was a Sheepy. I have no yeah, it is what it is. And this Ring 2, I already have Ring 2, several editions, but this was cheap. And and it's a Tartan release, and I collect Tartan releases. So even if I have it, I'd rather have the Tartan release in my collection. I enjoy seeing it, I enjoy seeing the label, I enjoy watching it, I enjoy it for what it is. I really do. But that's it for this time around. A whole bunch of movies, and and things not going my way. But that's what it is. That's what it is. You have there are no guarantees in life.
The first pumpkin has been carved, and it's looking beautiful. Just beautiful.
Welcome back, fellow horror freaks, movie lovers, YouTubers, and fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna start this video all over.
He's all dressed up and ready for the ball. Well, fuck me, it happened again. Don't roast pumpkin seeds in the microwave.